Hello, and we are live. Hi, Thunder. How you doing today?
Um, I'm exhausted. It's been such a long week, and it's the new week starting. So, man, this week is gonna be wild. I just know that after this, I have to go straight to bed because I haven't finished packing, and I have so much work to do. I have no days off, like 0 days off. Yeah, but it was fun. It was a lot of fun. This weekend was a lot of fun. And yeah, I've been watching a lot of dog rescue stuff, man.
Dog Rescue?
Yes,
Is that
from
a new show coming up right now? Dog Rescue.
no,
It's like bar
no,
rescue, but with dogs.
but it's like this one is like from people in Thailand, and there's like a rescue place here in I think it's like up in Dallas, Texas, and where this couple and they rescue dogs and they train them before they give them away or somebody gets them.
Adopt them, yeah.
So yeah, so I'm like, oh my god, like I see this and I'm just like, ooh,
Yeah.
ooh. So that's why I kiss Bella and Drago a lot when I can. So
Yeah, it's just,
it's being
that kind of stuff
crazy.
is really hard. Like, I see some videos when they just like rescue them and they're like all full of fleas and like super dirty and stuff and they just want to be loved. That's always super hard. Good
Yeah,
evening, everybody that's joining us right now. Brian Crosby, Jason X Cross. Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining us tonight. Um,
so yeah, today we're gonna keep it pretty chill. We actually want you guys to be part of the conversation a lot more than other days. We're gonna be talking about the '90s, and we're gonna be talking about singing and all that stuff. Like I said, we want to keep it. Um, we want to hear from you. What do you have to say? How was your '90s growing up? My experience was probably very different than all of you guys. One, because I didn't have cable TV. Two, because there was no malls in Mexico like they are here. So I think it will be interesting to hear you guys to see what you have to say about growing up and what was your favorite part of the '90s.
yeah, I had like such a weird, like at the same, like the same as you. I had such a weird
Mm-hmm.
thing going on because I barely got a little bit of the '90s in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like I didn't have really the whole American experience. So I had this like small town in Mexico kind of situation, but then I moved into like a it's not the biggest city in the United States, but Kansas City is quite quite big. No, actually, I already put your volume up there so that you don't have to do that. So yeah, it was something, but something that was very exciting this weekend is that Thunder spent some time here in Mexico with us in my house, and we got to first record a song that Thunder and Reina Bosques, her vocal coach and writer, songwriter, um, been working for about 2 months now. Was that 2 months? Full two
About two
months.
months, yes, yes.
And let me tell you something. The way that this song came out, like the first song I really like, but this second one it's like you have become such a natural at singing and at recording because it's not the same thing as like singing, right? It's so tired,
No,
like it's so tiring, like it's draining to go to the studio and then like if we were like Kanye, right, and had all this time to do the recording, sure, but then we had like an hour and a half to do the whole thing. So yeah, I really like this song. I think that it's gonna be a hit. Um, it's it's very interesting how everything's being building up, and now we have like two songs for an album.
yeah.
So and then the response online, it was crazy because we posted a little bit of it. Well, we're gonna show you a little bit of the song later on here, like in a little bit, but. Yeah, everybody was surprised. I'm not that you can sing, But
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we started getting a lot of messages about you singing, and everybody was very shocked. I'm not, because I've been working on this for like it's been a year already since we started doing this.
Yeah, if you were part of Patreon for about a year now, you could see my progression in singing. Your microphone is like wild.
Really, it's very loud right now.
Yeah, it's like so this last song, it was a little bit simpler to sing because one, I've been training for more time, and then two, I really felt the song. So but yes, it's exercise. It's definitely exercise when you're out there singing, because you have to contract your vocals a certain way, your body a certain way. You have to focus on the lyrics and the interpretation. So it was intense. So I hope that those who are listening or listen to it, you guys really enjoyed, and that once it's masterized or whatever you call it,
Master, yeah,
uh,
it's called just master.
master it. Whatever, whenever it's mastered, like, you guys can really enjoy it just as much as I do. I think the first one that we recorded, it will come out, we're gonna release it pretty soon for you guys to listen to it. Again, it has a lot to do with what I'm going through, or what I've been going through for the last couple years. So yeah, I'm excited about the next couple songs. There's some stuff that I can't really talk about yet, because they haven't been talked about, and they're gonna be like, "Holy shit, can she do that?" And now, if you were impressed about the first one, you're gonna be impressed about this third one. But I would like to hear. Yes, Sabrin says yes. You should make up your own entrance music.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah, well, we'll yeah,
we'll see about that.
we'll see about that. But yeah, I would like to thank Davey Kane for joining back to the Thunder Army. Um, and yeah, the song will be, everything about the music will be posted first on Patreon, so that everybody will get a glimpse of it first, so they have a chance to do that. And yeah, it's gonna be a full album. Hopefully, we'll get it done by the end of the summer. There's a couple of more songs that have to be done so that it will be considered an album. But yeah, this is gonna be crazy. Um, I don't know if you want me to go right now and just play them that a little bit. It's just like about 40 seconds of the song,
You can
so
play like 20.
like 20 seconds. Okay,
Yeah.
let's see. Okay, let's see if it goes here. No va a querer.
Thank you, David Kane, Brian Cosby here, Josue Acosta, Jason X Cross, Jared Becker, who else? Tori, the Native Warrior, the Indian Warrior. I'm like reading everybody's. Dave Goldberg, everybody that is here right now. Shout out. William Hens, so the Combat Sports, Pro Wrestling, all leading up to True Passion Recording Artists. Hope you're feeling better, my friend. I am feeling better, guys. I've been saying, like, that's the next step, is returning to the ring. We don't know yet when, but it's gonna happen. Are you
Yeah,
ready
it
for the
is.
song?
Yeah, let me just make sure, because I don't know if we're gonna be able to hear ourselves, but they will. So let us know if you can hear this, and I'm just gonna play a little bit of it. And here it goes. Pasan los minutos y yo siento que son horas. Pasan los recuerdos por mi mente y no puedo asimilar. Let's see. Well, I don't know if that can be heard. Let me see.
I don't think so.
No, you don't. Okay, let me see.
No, I hear it. Brian Cosby said.
You heard? Oh, you guys heard? Okay, good. Okay, good. It's just that we cannot hear it because it's not on the headphones. So yeah, it's just a little bit of it, because then it will get uh somebody will copy go ahead and steal it. So um
So
uh,
DNC, what's up, D? They
DNC.
heard it.
Okay.
So
Yeah, well, it was great. ¿Cómo se llama el productor? El de los, ¿qué es?
terrícolas.
De los terrícolas. So
Yeah.
the guy in the studio, he is part of a very famous group in Mexico, and he recorded the first song, but for the second one, even he was like, "Oh my God, this is
Yeah,
really good."
he couldn't believe it
Yeah,
because
the progression has been amazing.
the first one was really hard because I wasn't used to it, and like it's just like wrestling when things were not coming out the way that I wanted to. I was getting really frustrated, and I was like, no, I can't do this. And then this one, I came more relaxed. I knew I knew the song. I didn't need the lyrics. That's another thing. It's
That was,
important to
yeah,
know.
that too. That was so good because like you, it's like he even asked you, do you want me to put the lyrics on the screen? Like, nah, I got it. I'm like, oh, dude, this is gonna be real.
No,
Uh,
because I memorized it. It was natural, and I think that's important when you're singing a song. And for like some of the songs that have been like very popular is because they come so natural, right? And I enjoy it. I enjoy it. I hope you guys enjoy it once it come out just as much as I do. Uh, it says, "I expect the strain in your voice. We need a lullaby, a soft lullaby." So the Sabrine says, "Thunder, could you tell us what the lyrics mean? What part did you put in there?"
son los primeros, es el primer verso, es lo que pasa, faltan, pasan los
Oh,
minutos.
so it's the song that part is like it's talking about time is going by so slow, and uh, and then and you're remembering things that happened in the past, but you can assimilate what's happening right now. And then there she's talking about um going back in the past that there was like a lot of wins that they had in the relationship, but there's nothing left anymore. So he's talking. It's a breakup song, so it's a pretty intense song because the girl is talking about that it's time for her to move on because she wants to grow, and she feels like her partner is not growing with her. So it's intense, and I think a lot of people have gone through that. And when I first heard it, I cried so because it was so intense. So Reina Bosques did an amazing job on writing it. She wrote it. She had the music in her. See, if you guys seen The Star Is Born, and Lady Gaga is like doing the noise with her voice, and that's how Reina is. So that she is amazing.
Yeah, she is. Yes, definitely. Yeah.
But yes, thank you guys for being here and listening to this. It's a lot. It feels nice to have a very very niche group of people that are very supportive. And would you ever sing a Selena song? If you have a lot of money for me to pay for the royalties, Jose Acosta, absolutely. The royalties to sing a Selena song is so expensive.
Yeah, they've been going crazy, especially since that album they did. They had all these like new stars that they sang the songs like it was like a couple of years ago.
Hmm.
It's, yeah, it's cost prohibiting right now, I think, to try to do that. But um, if you go to a karaoke in San Antonio, you probably get it.
Oh no, I always sing Thunder Rosa. Thunder Rosa. I always sing Selena. Always sing Selena in the karaoke's. Today is my friend Jose's birthday, and I'm not going because I have to go to sleep because I have to finish packing for WrestleCon. And somebody asked me if I was ready for WrestleMania. I will be there in WrestleCon. I don't know if I'm gonna be there for WrestleMania. So yeah, this week is an important week for wrestling fans, and we're all gonna be in LA. I'm gonna be in LA signing autographs on Friday at WrestleCon from Jesus. I think it's like from
10.
I think it is from 10 to 2 for VIPs, and then 3 to 5, and then we're still figuring out what time we're gonna be in on Saturday because we also have the Busted Open Radio
For Whiskey a Go Go.
party.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
everybody's gonna be out there too.
Well, it's a very busy weekend on like wrestling wise.
Yes, it's very very busy weekend. And with that said, there's it was kind of cool because we are talking about the '90s, and somebody said on the chat that sorry I wasn't born in the '90s, so I don't know what happened. Sabrin Sabrin said that. So, but the '90s. I remember the '90s. There's a couple things that I remember from the '90s. Saved by the Bell,
Right.
Ninja Turtles. What else I used to watch? X-Men was pretty popular.
Yes. Yes.
The Power Rangers.
Power Rangers. Yeah.
What else was really really popular? Man, The Simpsons.
Well, yeah, when they were good, The Simpsons when they were good. They've been getting better, kinda lately. I don't know, but yeah, I mean, I think I would like to start talking about like the Power Rangers. Um, I only got to see the Power Rangers. I got to see the Power Rangers a couple of years before anyone else that in my hometown because we went to El Paso, Texas, a couple of times. So they had it on TV, and I saw that the with the Green Ranger saga when they make him, and I was like, oh my god, I really like this show. But then it took so long to get to Mexico that they had the other ones, the Turbo Power Rangers. I did not like those. Like I just did not know. I did not understand what it was supposed to be. But then they brought back the Power Rangers and they had them in Spanish. It was so weird to have the Power
That's
Rangers.
how I watched them.
You watch them in Spanish?
Of course. Somebody mentioned Boy Meets World. I never watched that show.
Never watched the show. I did
Never.
a couple of times. Like it was not my. I mean, I know the characters, right? I knew them back then, but I just didn't really watch it the whole. I think it was in Canal 5 in Televisa, probably.
I didn't have channel. I didn't have that channel.
¿No tienes Canal 5 Televisa?
No, we didn't have Channel 5. Like that's what I'm saying, guys. Like I didn't have.
But that was like a national. But I probably didn't get to Tijuana because I was like so far away.
We didn't get it. No, we didn't get DJ. So it was hard to a lot of people when they're like, "Well, my God, the '90s were so great." Blah blah blah. I watched this and that, and I'm like, never watched that, guys. Sorry. But I mean, what is it? What was the one? What? There was a show. It was in Fox. It was a very popular show. It started with da, da, da. I forgot. I just remember the entrance of the song. I think that's where Marilyn Manson used to play the character.
What?
Apparently, but I'm not sure though.
No, that's just an urban legend. Are you talking about Wonder Years? Los Años Maravillosos?
The Wonder
Years, yeah.
Who watched the
Was that a '90s show? Didn't they start in the '80s? Like I don't know. And then then I realized a lot of the shows that I like that I think are '90s shows they are really starting in the '80s. But we just got it later on here, so like
Married with Children was on the '90s too.
Yeah,
I watched them like recently.
Yeah, I used to watch those. At one point they had like le llamaban el canal del pueblo. Like they will have this channel that will like catch all different channels and they just put them on TV. Like they will have the US MTV and then they will have Fox at one point. But you would not get the same channel every day or even during the day. They will just switch to different channels. So you will get like a I don't know, like a mix of all different channels because it was a farm town, so you know.
Who in the chat had cable growing up? I'd like to see that.
Yeah, Wonder Years was late '80s to early '90s. Late '80s, early '90s. Yeah. Josue Acosta. Thank you, man.
I used to watch Fresh Prince too in Spanish.
I watched the Fresh Prince, all of it in Spanish. Yeah, I did.
It was.
Yeah, and you know they had one time they had the guy that does Will Smith's voice in a show to talk to him, And that was the craziest thing because he goes like, "Oh, that's how it sounded in Spanish." And then Will Smith learned to speak Spanish, so he was speaking in Spanish, and he does not sound anything like the dude that
No, I know. No.
like the dude that would used to make his voice.
But for me, it was definitely the who was it?
I
It
had
was
some cable, Brent Ross says. Basically
seriously
cable.
appreciate. Oh, William, hence he's like appreciating me. Thank you, William. I did. Jose had cable. Victor Cervantes had cable. Victor, uh, Brian Cosby. We had no AC. They have cable, but he had no AC. Like that's rough. That's rough. I didn't have no AC. I didn't know what AC was until I came to America. Seriously,
Well,
we did
did.
not have AC.
Well, we
We
did.
live off fans,
Yeah.
and I remember when it was super hot, we had a door, like the wind. What's it? The windbreaker door or whatever.
Yeah.
And you can
Screen door.
you can spring out. Yes, and I remember sitting right next to the door and getting the breeze. It was
Whoa.
so hot. It was intense in the summer. I hated the summers because it got so hot at night, and we had one fan, bro, one fan for everyone at the house. So I was like, "Fuck that!" It was so hot.
You
And
know,
yeah, well, of course, we watch novelas. So,
novelas con la abuelita.
oh, you know what? Somebody mentioned Hey Arnold. I watched Hey Arnold at the end of the 90s, 99. No, it was 95. Doug, that was
Doug.
Nickelodeon. I didn't have cable until 1998, and that was in sixth grade. So I didn't get to watch all those shows until I was later on in middle school and at the end of um, at the end of my elementary school. Somebody says my parents had AC in the room, and my sister and I slept on the floor on the room at night. Oh, I feel you on that.
Yeah, you remember that store we went to on Friday? From across the street, there was a balcony, and in the balcony on the outside, they had a fan, like a ceiling fan, on the outside. I'm like, my God, yeah, because this city gets crazy hot. But it was just like I forgot that Mexican people will put ceiling fans on the outside of their house because it gets
No,
so
it's so
hot.
hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
David Kane stole my story. It's like, yeah, he's pretty sure that it was a stolen cable. When they first put cable in Parral, Chihuahua, shout out to
Mm-hmm.
Parral, the the cable people, the cable guys will go to your house and they'll be like, hey, they're like 300 pesos, I'll hook you up with free cable. So everybody got open, but then you had the open channels, right? And then those channels that as a kid you should not be watching, like
A lot of porn. A lot of porn. A lot of porn.
softcore porn, right? Like you had like
Oh my.
your golden channels and your Cinemax, and all that stuff. Yeah.
Who from the chat got caught watching porn by the parents? You had that. I would like to hear. I would like to see that.
This
Man, my elbow hurts
it's gonna
today.
it's gonna crash. The chat is gonna crash.
I don't know, but yeah, it definitely in the 90s was something interesting. Yeah, we used to get out and play until like 10, 11 o'clock in the summers. We
Yeah.
used to like grab our bikes and leave. Don't think about getting kidnapped. We didn't have no phones, so that was a lot of fun. We were not taking pictures and doing selfies and doing stupid ass TikTok with our friends because that's the only way.
Well, I have a story about the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So my parents were very religious at that time, and they forbid me from going from watching the Ninja Turtles. So my mom caught me watching them. Hi, mom. I hope you're watching this. I always tell the story.
She got you watching porn?
No, the Ninja Turtles. It was not even porn. I was like 9,
Ah,
and she called me. And she told me that I was forbidden from watching TV for a month or something like that. And then I told her, okay, that's it. I'm leaving the house. And I was barefoot at the moment. So and she's like, okay, well then you can leave the house. And I did. And I start walking. Mind you, I live in the middle of like everything was like mountains and stuff. So I went on top of a mountain, and my feet were busted and broken just because my mom didn't want to let me watch the Ninja Turtles, which was crazy.
Cinemax. The responses we got were funny.
Okay.
Scramble porn, no comment by Brian. William, he says that he was on Discovery. He liked the Incredible Hulk, Cosby Show, Forever Night, Knight Rider, Magnum PI. Give me a Hulk says, "What a filth are you speaking of? I got I got caught plenty of times watching porn." Jason says, Josue Acosta, I almost did. Brent Ross, he mentioned that back then we had to call our parents from a payphone to pick us up.
Oh,
And we,
yeah, yeah. That's crazy. That if you think about that now, like one time we got or my movie at the movie theater ran too long, so my parents didn't pick me up, so I had to go home like around 10:30 from the movie theater to my house. That was like a scary night for us.
then we said, I found who my dad's favorite porn star after I got caught watching porn. That says Jason. Flogan said he used to watch Cinemax. Um, Ninja Turtles. There's probably Ninja Turtles porn, guys. That's like
I'm pretty
definitely.
sure there is. I'm absolutely certain.
Yeah.
Never look
So
for it though, but yeah.
I remember watching Mortal Kombat, and I thought it was the worst movie in the world.
What, the first one, the first Mortal Kombat movie?
It was like there was a couple movies that were based on the video games, and
Well, yeah.
I think those movies should have never be made. They just should have never be made. I mean, that's when and other things like now, when you see the like Little Mermaid, the Beauty and the Beast, all those movies being made with real people, you're like, yo, like,
Well, I don't know. Did you
yeah,
watch the Super Mario Bro, the original one, the one in the 90s?
I don't, and I'm not interested.
But yeah, don't. I don't know. I walked out of that. I very few movies made me walk out of the theater. That was one of those. It was so bad it made no sense. It was terrible.
Oh, this is actually it still happens. Give me a Hulk. When you arrange to meet someone, you will wait until they got there. Sometimes waiting for over an hour before scrapping enough change to use the payphone. Still happens to the date. Even when you drop your location, fools always come late. That has happened to me in Japan, which is interesting. Rule 34 is to exist. There is porn for it.
Yeah, that's Rule 34. That's true.
Super Mario Brothers is in April 5th.
Oh
I
yeah,
like
the
one
new one. The new
over
one
the
is
second
coming out
one.
April 12th. Yeah.
Yeah. The first Mortal Kombat was awesome. The second one was a multi pack of ass. Yeah, everybody agrees that Super Mario was shitty.
Well,
The Mighty Ducks. Remember watching the Mighty Ducks?
no. I know it exists. I never watched that. Like, I don't know why I never watched it. Maybe I didn't like hockey at the time, so maybe that's what I didn't watch it. But I know it does exist. Like, I know what it is. It's one of the Esteves brothers in it, right? Like the Charlie Sheen's brothers in it.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
I think so.
yeah.
Like
One
watch.
of
Yeah,
what?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, one of the things
Emilio
that I
Estevez.
Emilio Estevez. Yeah, one of the things that I remember a lot was going to these things. Um, like they had listening booths for CDs.
Hmm. Oh
That
yeah, those
like
the
machine, like
stores.
yeah, like you
Yeah,
would go
they
to
have those
a
stores.
yeah, because you couldn't like, well, I couldn't afford actual CDs because they were like expensive, right? So
Dude, I used to buy the who used to okay. Flea markets are very popular in Mexico. We used to go to the flea market and get the cassettes,
right,
the pirate cassettes. They
yeah,
were like
pirate,
10 pesos, right?
yeah.
And man, we used to be on that shit like every Sunday. We used to get a new cassette, and I felt so special. I have Walkman, Walkmans. Walkmans were popular in the 90s.
Well, man, I used, we used to go fishing all the time, and I love like just going there and like just pretend like I was fishing, but just listening to music through the whole thing. I love that. That was, and one thing. Well, mixtapes, right? But what I used to do is that I love 70s and 80s. Like I love 70s and 80s music when I was growing up. Like and then even 60s. So there was this radio show that had like Queen and like Credence Clearwater Revival and all those, and I will have to wait for the dude to come up with the song, and I'll just like record him, and then like in the
Oh
middle of it,
yes.
and then at the middle of the fucking song, the guy will be like, "Yeah, saludos para toda la gente ahí en la colonia." I was like, what,
Oh,
dude? You're
I did
ruining
it.
my fucking song, man.
I think a lot of people did that, so I like that
Yeah,
a lot. And their
yeah,
favorite song will come out
yeah. I
and wait
love
for
that. I
it.
love doing that.
There's a lot of people saying the never ending story. I just never liked that. It was too weird for me.
Yeah,
There
it
was a lot of
was.
there was a lot of weird movies during the 90s too.
Well,
Like very
they hadn't perfected effects, right? So there was a lot of missed opportunities there.
I don't know. There were just like too I don't want to say emo. They weren't emo. They were just too like retro futuristic.
I don't know what. I don't know how would you. I mean, it's
They're
it's a
retro
it's
they're
a
retro futuristic.
yeah,
Like you see the big dog. Yeah, because my aunt used to have a video store, and we used to sit there and watch all the new movies. Like
video
when
stores,
all the Chucky came out, that
right?
was like the that we watched. Then it was Home Alone. Home Alone, we watched Home Alone probably 50 times. Home Alone 1 and Home Alone 2. Then what was that movie where the guy was dressed like a nanny?
Mrs. Doubtfire.
Oh my dude, my cousins from the States brought that on a Christmas. We watch it every Sunday when I went to my aunt's house because she had a video recording camera and
Oh, like a
a
VHS, like
videotape.
yeah, like a
Yeah,
VHS,
yeah,
yeah.
she had a VHS and she had like video cassette thing player. We didn't have I didn't have a video cassette player until probably like late 90s, and
Right.
then I didn't get a computer until almost 2000, and
Mm.
I actually went to school to learn how to use a computer.
Yeah, I went to a middle school here in Mexico, and we didn't had, and I was in the computer like workshop or whatever they call it,
Hmm.
taller de computación, and we didn't have computers. Like everything we learned about computers and stuff, it was all written down in notes. Like there was never a computer in. I think they got a computer like after I graduated or something.
Guys, how are we gonna learn about computers if we don't have computers?
Yeah, and you could have got like an old Mac, like Macintosh from the 80s. I'm pretty sure like that was just a computer. I mean, you didn't have to be like a super fast one.
No, I
No,
know. And for my quinceañera, I got a computer for my birthday because I asked for a computer. So it says, I think we all had that one video we would get out each time. We begged our parents to get me Gremlins 2 every time. Would have saved a lot of money if they had bought the tape.
I know that's crazy. Remember how expensive like tapes were? It was an investment. I mean, and
Well, Blockbuster was a shit, man. I used to rent movies from Blockbuster, or like they didn't have Blockbuster, but they had like movie
Video Centro.
stores everywhere. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Well, we only had like one or two video centros in Tijuana,
Yeah,
and
we had one. We had one. Yeah.
all the other ones were independent.
But
So
what was it called? Video Max? Was that? It was like Miramax created. The guys from Tarantino movies and all that. They created like a chain in Mexico. But most of the movies that I got were pirated. We only had like a one Video Max. And one thing that I remember, and this I put this on one of my art pieces of art that I did, is that my parents used to think that French movies were porn. So just regardless of what it was in the movie. So every time I tried to get a French movie, they will say no. So there was this movie that I really wanted to watch. It's Bleu. It's called Bleu. It's blue in. It's a trilogy, a French
mhm.
trilogy, and I never watched a movie until I was like probably like 23 or something like that, 24. But it is nothing. It has no like sexual content. It's more about depressions and stuff. So it was like
No, the ones that I know for sure, every time I rented them and I regretted it because my parents were there, is Spanish movies, like from Spain.
okay, those
There's
are
always
porn.
they're always tits. There's
Yes.
always somebody's tits hanging, and I'm like, parents, you can't see that. It says Blockbuster still around. The last Blockbuster is in Bend, Oregon. I used to go to Blockbuster or 48-hour stores. The Punisher or Dolphin Lundgren. Then says the most terrifying movie I ever watched was Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Says Trevor is Black. Um, a Scooby Doo TV show movie. I actually enjoy those. They're fun.
The Punisher with Dolph Lundgren. I never watched that until recently. It's super bad. Like
Dude, Buffy was in the 90s, right?
Buffy was in the 90s. Yeah, yeah, it
Yes.
was. It was. Yeah, it was like around Sabrina. With the cat and everything. Yeah,
I'm gonna I'm gonna post a picture that I had with her. I met her at AEW a couple of
Oh,
years
you
ago. And I
you
was
did?
like, oh my god.
Starstruck.
Yeah, oh it was super. Super. All right, guys. So if you guys have any we should all watch a movie from the 90s and talk about it next week and just trash
Oh
it.
my God!
Why
This is good.
not?
This is good. It's like your parents clearly watched Emmanuel behind closed doors. That's why you wasn't allowed to watch French movies. That's right. That's a porn movie. Emmanuel 6. I
Really?
remember. I did watch that one. Yeah, that's softcore porn. No, wait, no. Actually, it is full blown porn. Like, yeah, you can see everything of it. Cena, the
Kevin.
Princess Warrior.
Oh yeah, that was good. That was good.
Was that 90s?
Yes, so totally 90s. Oh, we cannot deny this one. Baywatch was in the
Oh
90s.
yeah,
I watched
Baywatch.
Baywatch.
Yeah.
I watched Baywatch in Mexican. No, I watched Baywatch in
Mexican.
Spanish. Yeah, I used to watch it in Canal 12 todos los lunes, I think.
I think so,
remind
yeah.
me. Yeah, so I used to watch that.
You know what?
so-
You know what was weird? That in Mexico we had Knight Rider, el Auto Fantástico, and then Baywatch, like back to back. Even though those shows were very different, like just because they had David Hasselhoff on it, it just
David Hasselhoff, it was a stud. It was
Yeah.
a stud in Mexico. Like all the ladies wanted to get him, with that hair and everything. Yeah, guys, like in the 90s had a lot. Even though I didn't watch it, I did watch a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
Believe it or
well,
not, so-
yeah, there was something on the background when you were doing homework, I guess. So, yeah. One thing that maybe it was very American, I guess. That was like one of the things that I really enjoy when I moved to America was like comic book stores. This is actually a photo of Clint that I'm showing them right now. It was a comic book. I don't know if it still exists in Kansas City. It was called Clint's, and I used to love there. I used to love going and just like browsing through everything. I never had enough money to buy a lot of comic books. And then I got into comic books when they killed Superman and they turned him into like two different electric dudes, which was bullshit. That was really bad. But yeah, I think the comic books, the whole idea of the comic book store died right after the 90s, because then people start scanning them and putting them online, so that thing just died. But I think that was one of my favorite things to do.
Bro, Robert De Niro was like the fucking god of movies in the 90s, bro.
Well, he's
Like-
been right, like
No, but I'm watching like top picks from the 90s, and
Right.
there's a hell of movies from
from him.
yeah.
Like Heat.
Hell yeah.
I love Heat. That was a great movie. Was Heat in the,
Showgirls.
what?
Showgirls came out. Remember that? She was like, I don't want to be thought as
Like a
teenage
teenage girl. And then she got all crazy.
Elizabeth Berkley.
Yeah.
She messed up.
Yeah, that was not a good movie. Even if you wanted to watch boobs, it was not worth the rest of the thing that you had to watch, because back then you had to watch the whole thing.
Oh,
Right.
and then the Forever Heartthrob was fucking what's his name?
Who?
This guy, bro.
Who?
Let's see, what's his name? Produced, starring Brad Pitt. Brad Pitt, guys, in the 90s was a heartthrob. Like I was in love with Brad Pitt.
Everybody was in love. I'm still in love with Brad Pitt.
Like I was like, I think that's where my love for white men
came from.
started. I know. The Mummy, yeah, I love that movie. Living in Color was my jam. I did not get to watch Living in Color, which I'm really upset about.
No, I watched like a couple of times, but I didn't because I don't even know what channel that was on. Maybe when I would visit Kansas City in '94, I probably watched that.
Martin. Yeah, Holly that forced me to watch Strawberries. She
Dude,
forced me to
Martin
watch
is it's
Martin. She's like, if you want your black card, you have to watch Martin. So
Martin
she made
is
me watch Martin.
culture. Yes.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it. You guys do a softcore movie. No, no, no.
Fight Club, Seven. Oh my God, those were movies.
I watch all of them, and I will watch. Oh, you know what? Fight Club is actually one of my favorite movies. I read the book like 50,000 times.
Yeah, actually,
Color-
that yeah,
Chuck
Chuck,
Palahniuk?
yeah, that dude made me read books like that because I wanted to have more of that movie. And then, but they had all these legends about him, about how people will faint while he was reading his books. Have you ever heard that? Did you ever heard that? Because he has another one called Porn, I think is what it's called. And people would like faint while he will be like describing the details of the
Reading?
movie. Yeah, that was like a thing back in the 90s. Like, oh my God, the book is so shocking that they fainted watching him.
I will have to read that. But with that said, guys, the 90s was such a definitely like a transition with music, with the clothing, with everything, and we're gonna be watching. I'll let you guys put it on the comments
Yeah.
on the tweet that you will put. What is the movie that we all gonna watch? Because I know 30 of you guys, we're all like here every Monday. Would like to hang out. Let's trash this movie. Let's watch a really fucking bad movie.
Like a bad movie?
Like
oh
a
my God.
bad movie. Bad famous movie.
Okay.
Let's watch it.
Right now, make a list, guys, of bad movies. But don't start with like Sandler movies because they're really good. Because I already see somebody saying here Tommy Boy. And no, that dude is a legend. He just got an award.
Tommy Boy.
Tommy Boy was that's yeah. So yeah, let's make a list of like a really bad. I'm thinking about like really bad movies. But then by now I think they're all cult classics. That's the thing.
Then like let's watch them. But anyways, guys, don't forget to tell your friends to sign up for Patreon. We are funding all our music endeavors through Patreon. Again, also follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and I don't remember what else.
Twitter.
Facebook. And Twitter, and I am on Wednesdays. See if you speak Espanol. I'm doing commentary, and this Friday and Saturday I will be in LA signing autograph. This is my first signing of the year. Hopefully, this will come to many signings. If you know anybody's interested, I will be open for bookings for the summer. So let me know. But other than that, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for all the comments. He was actually pretty interactive today. I appreciate all of it. And yes, we're not going to watch porn together. Somebody said that, watching porn with Thunder Rosa. We are not going to watch porn with Thunder Rosa. Sorry to break your hearts. But next week, we'll be talking about a really bad movie, and we're going to trash it together. And also, we're going to pick a not mental health, but a men's health issue of the week. And I think we can talk and say your piece about that. If you went through that, how did you overcome it? And let's have fun. So thank you, Tony, for being my co-host, and I'll see you guys next Monday.
I'll see you guys next Monday. Take care. Bye-bye.